AI never takes a break, and this week was completely crazy. We have a new open-source GPT-4o image editor trained on GPT-4o generated images. This AI is capable of making interactive three-dimensional worlds like video games, and this is the highest quality version we've encountered yet. There's an AI that animates 3D models using only a text prompt. It can animate any object, not limited to human characters. Tencent unveils a small open-source model as effective as DeepSeek and OpenAI's 01. This AI is able to produce 3D panoramic pictures. Also this week, Black Forest Labs open-sourced the Flux Context Dev and a lot more. So let's dive right in. First up, this AI is extremely useful. It goes by the name Animax, and it can animate 3D models using only a text prompt. Keep in mind that this requires you to input an articulated 3D mesh. This essentially is a 3D model with a specified skeleton and joints. Next, you would enter a text prompt such as "the boy jumps," and that is precisely what it accomplishes. It creates a video of the model moving based on your prompt. So here are additional examples. Thus, this is a highly versatile tool. Remember that the whole animation is 3D since you're inputting a 3D model. So if you make the laptop close, this is what you receive. And as you notice, this also functions for various animals. It can perform more intricate movements like punching or even kicking. Traditionally, animating a 3D model involves a series of complex tasks that are necessary to define the overall movement and bring the model to life. However, with this, you can simply prompt it and it will animate a three-dimensional model accurately in seconds. You would input your articulated three-dimensional mesh along with a prompt detailing the action. Initially, it generates a video and then extracts pose sequences from it, like this. So first it creates a video of the boy jumping and extracts his jumping skeleton frame by frame. It then utilizes this sequence of pose skeletons to animate the three-dimensional model. A rather ingenious workflow. So, if you scroll to the top of the page, you'll find their GitHub repo includes a detailed checklist for when they plan to release the code, along with the model and the training dataset, which is excellent. For animation, this next AI is even more impressive. This is called Animate Any Mesh, and it can animate any three-dimensional model using just a text prompt. You don't require any predefined rigging. Here are some examples. You can use a 3D model like this and prompt it with "the girl is dancing." And this is what you get. Notice that it can produce very smooth and realistic animations in just a few seconds. Here's another, even more challenging example. It's not exactly a typical character. This is a jack-in-the-box with a spring coil. Yet it can detect this and animate it very realistically. Thus, everything is physically accurate. Here are additional examples for your reference. Now, for those curious about the underlying technicalities, the magic largely stems from the DyeMesh VAE, a core component designed to efficiently compress and accurately reconstruct three-dimensional animations. It then passes through a text-to-trajectory model using a rectified flow-based strategy to ensure smooth and realistic animations. So, if you navigate to the top of the page, you'll find that their GitHub repo indicates they plan to release both the code and the data at the earliest opportunity. So keep an eye out for updates. Next up, this AI is quite interesting. It's called VMem. It's actually a video generator that can create coherent three-dimensional worlds. It uses an input image as the initial frame. Furthermore, you're able to dictate the camera's movement within the scene by utilizing specific key presses. From there, it generates a video traversing the scene, and even walking backward, everything stays consistent with earlier frames. Here's another example. You'll see, when we go right and then back left, VMEM somehow managed to perfectly recreate that temple from the original image. Without VMM, the scene gets completely messed up. Here's the structure behind it. What they did was use something called circle-based memory, which pretty much saves past video frames and their three-dimensional layouts. This memory helps generate new frames consistent with previous ones. Anyway, if you go to the top, they've actually got a free Hugging Face space available for you to explore and play around with online. You can upload an image as the starting frame or select from their examples. In addition to the Hugging Face space, they've also released models and code for local use, allowing for more flexibility and customization. Just click this GitHub repo, and it'll show you exactly how to download and get it running on your computer. Next up, this AI is quite fascinating. It's called Dimension Reduction Attack, or DRA for short. Plus, it can edit or create pictures, and weirdly, it does it with a video generator, not an image one. And get this, using a video model can actually work really well for a bunch of stuff, like making colors, sharpening things, and deblurring. Here are a few examples. So, if you've got this as your starting image, you can just put it into this video model to actually get rid of the blur. After entering a text prompt and running it, you will notice how effectively it deblurs the image, enhancing its clarity significantly. Besides sharpening or deblurring, it can colorize a black and white image. Here is the initial image. It's entirely black and white. But if you just tell the AI exactly how you want it colored and then run it through the process, you'll see it does a really good job colorizing it. It can also be utilized as a control net, which means you can simply insert a depth map, add a descriptive prompt, and it will generate an entire image based on that depth information. Here are some examples you can view. After several steps, it generates the final colored image effectively from the depth map. You can use this for image reference too. It's beneficial to note that at the very top of the page, all materials have already been made public. They also offer a free Hugging Face space to test online. Plus, if you take a look at this GitHub repo, it provides detailed instructions on how to install and run the program on your local computer. Next up, this AI is extremely impressive. This is called Hunyuan Gamecraft by Tencent Hunyuan. It generates interactive game videos with high-quality graphics and realistic movements. It uses an input image as the first frame and a text prompt describing the scene. You input key presses, and the AI animates the scene using these controls. You can basically take the last frame it made, pop it back in as the input, and just keep going. This results in a continuous, lengthy video. You can repeat this process as often as desired. Here are additional examples. The text prompt is on the bottom right, showing the keys being pressed. Notice this AI responds and alters the view according to these key presses. The quality of this generation is indeed quite good compared to previous ones. This AI type could potentially be used for future video game generation. A great feature of Gamecraft is its ability to remember the scene. Even if you walk around for a while and then come back, Gamecraft still remembers every detail about the original scene, ensuring nothing is lost. Whereas other 3D world generators don't really remember what the scene looked like. So if you walk back, you might see something totally different than what was there a second ago. Take note of this here. It has the ability to create scenes in a variety of different styles, such as realistic, pixelated, or even an artsy pastel style. Additionally, Gamecraft has the ability to create third-person scenes, and it's not limited to just gaming-related content. Essentially, this is a video generator, which enables you to create a wide range of videos and manage camera movement by specifying certain key presses. Thus, this tool is incredibly powerful and adaptable. Now scroll to the top of the page. Currently, they've just published a technical paper. Hopefully, Hunyuan Gamecraft will be released soon. This tool would totally change how video games are designed and made. They've introduced a new open source model named Hunyuan A13B. Currently, this is a blend of expert models. Imagine this as a group of AI agents collaborating to assist you in solving a problem. This model is designed with a total of 80 billion parameters, although only 13 billion of these are actively utilized during its use. This makes it highly efficient, yet it performs on par with much larger models. Indeed, here are some benchmark scores covering a range of various topics. You can observe that Hunyuan A13B performs as well as DeepSeek R1 or OpenAI's 01. This is quite impressive given it only has 13 billion active parameters while others have hundreds of billions. Plus, this is entirely open source, and it matches the performance of DeepSeek R1 or OpenAI's 01. This GitHub repo includes all the instructions for downloading and using it locally on your computer. Coming up next is a new open source AI music generator. This is named Songbloom, and it can generate complete songs with vocals and instrumentals. Here are several examples. This is what it accomplishes. Initially, you input the lyrics you want it to sing. Additionally, you need to input a few seconds of reference audio. Then this AI will create a new song with these lyrics in the style of your reference clip. These clips are copyrighted, so I won't play them, but it replicates the original song voice. Additionally, the style is very similar. Anyway, if you scroll to the top of the page, they've released a GitHub repo that, if you scroll down, contains all the instructions for downloading and running it locally on your computer. Next up, this AI is quite useful and is called DreamCube. It can create 3D panoramic images with depth. This takes an image of a scene along with its corresponding depth map. You specify what else surrounds the scene using a text prompt. Then, it uses a diffusion model to basically whip up something called a cube map of the scene, all from your text description. Afterwards, you can stitch this cube map together to create a three-dimensional scene, which you can explore like this. Or here's a sample of a different kitchen. And this is what you receive. You see, this could be an ideal tool for VR tours in real estate or interior design. At the top of the page, the models have already been released on Hugging Face. And hey, if you click this GitHub repo, it tells you exactly how to download and get it running on your own computer. Next, here's good news from Google. So they have at last launched Imagen 4 through the Gemini API and Google's AI Studio. This week, Imagen 4 has been released. To access this in AI Studio, just click on Generate Media in the left column, and here you can utilize the latest Imagen 4. So let's go ahead and click on this. And as you can see, right here is where Imagen 4 and Imagen 4 Ultra are located. This week, Google also unveiled the Gemini CLI. It is an open source AI agent available for free, operating right in your terminal or command line. This simplifies the process for developers to write, debug, or manage code on their local machines. For instance, you can open it in your terminal and request Gemini to code or fix bugs directly in your local directories. Alternatively, you can have it generate images and videos. You can do this using their Imagen and VO3 MCP. Essentially, it's an API that links to Google's video and image generators. The great thing is that Gemini CLI is completely open source under the Apache 2 license, allowing for minimal restrictions, including commercial use purposes. By default, it utilizes Gemini 2.5 Pro, Google's most advanced model to date. You receive 1,000 free requests daily. If you're a developer seeking an AI agent on your terminal with the top AI model, Gemini 2.5 Pro, for free, you should certainly take advantage of this. Coming up next is a new open source AI called Longwriter 032B. It can produce lengthy text, such as stories and articles, from a single prompt. Sure, a bunch of models can do this already, but the cool thing about this one is it can churn out coherent text over 10,000 tokens, roughly 75,000 words, which other leading AIs can't really do. When attempting to generate such lengthy text, the details typically lack consistency from beginning to end. It's important to note that this is a fine-tuned version of Qwen 2.532 billion, an open source model. This is merely a medium-sized model with just 32 billion parameters, considered relatively small. However, as evidenced by the ELO score from Writing Bench and Arena Write benchmarks, Longwriter 0 surpasses the top closed-source and open-source models like GPT-4o, 01, DeepSeek R1, and Claude Sonnet 4. Cool thing is, the models are open source and already available. Okay, so this page provides all the instructions on downloading and running it locally on your computer. Next up, this is a new open source image generator called Share GPT-4o Image. This AI was trained on a massive data set of 92,000 images created by GPT-4o's image generator, comprising 45,000 text-to-image and 46,000 image-to-image examples. Essentially, they are mass-producing data from GPT-4o and utilizing it to train their own model. The foundational model they used for training is called Janus 4o. Similar to GPT-4o, this is a multimodal model capable of comprehending both text and images. Therefore, it can perform image generation and editing as well. Here are a few examples from the dataset they developed. These are essentially images produced using GPT-4o. As you can observe, it's a diverse collection of prompts covering various artistic styles, compositions, and subjects. Here are a few examples of image-to-image transformations. Interestingly, they've made this dataset available for public use. To reiterate, the dataset contains over 92,000 samples. You can indeed utilize this dataset of GPT-4o generations to potentially train your own image generator. If you wish to experiment with this, their GitHub repository includes all the instructions for downloading and running it on your computer. Additionally, as mentioned, you can download the complete dataset of 92,000 images to train your own image generator. Next up, we have the Flux image editing model. This week, Black Forest Lab has open-sourced the Flux context image editing model, which rivals GPT-4o and Gemini. According to the introduction, this model boasts professional-grade image editing capabilities and can run on consumer-grade hardware. Context Dev focuses on image editing tasks. It supports iterative editing, character retention, and both local and global fine control. Context DEV has performed well in various benchmark tests. It leads ahead of GPT-4o and other advanced models. Black Forest Lab has also collaborated with NVIDIA to enhance the model's inference speed and reduce memory usage, while maintaining high-quality image editing performance. The model is already on Hugging Face to download and use it locally. Next up, Higgsfield Sol is Higgsfield's first high-aesthetic image generation model, including over 50 presets. It's ideal for generating stylish, realistic portrait renderings. Currently, this model is open to premium users and can be accessed upon login. The Higgsfield Sol model has a deeper understanding of fashion. Its results far surpass the Midjourney V7 model. The Sol model also offers many presets, including numerous internet trend subculture styles. Combined with Higgsfield's video generation feature, it can transform images into ultra-realistic short videos, and you can try it by going to their Higgsfield AI platform. Next up, this AI is really cool. It's called Xverse. This week, ByteDance released a brand new multi-subject control generation model called Xverse, which allows precise and independent control of specific subject without interfering with the image's latent variables or features. In other words, this model enhances the ability to control individual subject features and improves fine manipulation of semantic attributes. Compared to similar tools, Xverse can maintain the thematic features of reference images to the greatest extent and will generate images that best match the description based on prompts. A demo shows that Xverse can precisely control a single subject, even in different poses, outfits, and environments, while accurately maintaining the consistency of the character's identity. Additionally, Xverse can control multiple characters within the same scene, minimizing interference between multiple subjects to the greatest extent. Xverse also supports style reference functionality. It can control lighting, poses, and style types. The awesome thing is, the code and model are already available. If you click the GitHub repo, it has everything you need to run it locally. In other news, the Sirius robotic dog. Recently, Hambot launched the Sirius robotic dog integrated with the OpenAI model, which can engage in voice conversations and perform agile movements. According to the introduction, Sirius has 14 motion axes built into its legs and head, and is equipped with specialized joints called neurocore, making its movements more natural and smooth. Hambot states that this robotic dog is suitable for flat indoor surfaces and not suitable for outdoor play. Its battery life can last 40 to 60 minutes in motion. Charging time is approximately 1 hour. Currently, this robotic dog is available for pre-sale on the Hambot website with a pre-sale price of $1,299. By paying $20 upfront on the website, you can secure a final price of $649. That's the end of today's show. Thank you all for your support and watching. Please like, subscribe, and leave comments. If you have any questions, leave them in the comments section. See you in the next episode, and as always, I will be on the lookout for the newest and coolest AI tools to share with you. So if you enjoyed this video, remember to like, share, subscribe, and stay tuned for more content.